Hi Pallavi, how are you?
Yeah, hi Rakesh. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you. So, can you tell me how many years of experience you have with respect to agile based testing?
Yeah, I have 5 years of experience with
Mhm.
base to agile methodology and
Okay,
testing. Yeah.
great. Let's say you are assigned a user story,
Mm.
but the development of the user story got finished on the last day of the sprint only. So, how would you perform the testing for that particular user story?
Okay. Uh,
Mm,
I'll okay. First of all, I'll discuss it with the team lead, and I'll inform. I'll inform the. Uh, I'll inform the team lead and would discuss about the delay that the user story has caused for
mm-hmm,
the timeline, and if possible, if it's possible to test it at the last day, and
mm,
if it gets through, then I will mark it as done.
mm,
And yeah, and but if I think that that's taking a lot of time, then
mm,
by discussing it with the team and the team lead, I will try to assign it in the next, if possible.
mm-hmm,
And based upon the priority of the user story, I will try to move it to the next sprint if
mm.
it has been
Okay.
done. Yeah.
So from the next sprint onwards, what would be your action item, or how would you take care that such kind of things are not repeating in the future, in the upcoming sprint as well?
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would discuss the uh, first of all, if the story has been assigned to me, I
Mm-hmm.
will discuss its like task, like what all tasks are there, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, and the efforts, test estimation and the effort, and based upon that, I can decide like how many days it's going to take for me to do the testing and all, and then yeah. And if it's not getting, if the developer is not being getting done, then I will just discuss it with the team.
Okay, okay, fine. So let's look into this particular answer now. So you got the user story development completed on the last day of the sprint. So it is not possible to complete the user story testing in a single day, or that too in a some period of time. So you can tell that you were already highlighting to the Scrum Master in the daily sync up calls, in the stand-up meetings, that this story is yet to be uh, deployed, or it is not still 100% done. But still, when you get on the last day, you can do the high level exploratory testing. You can do one kind of happy part testing, and you can just update to the client or to the stakeholders that as of now you have just received the user story, so you would need additional days, so it would get spillover.
Oh,
Then from the upcoming sprint onwards, you will request everyone, or maybe you can draft an email and you can send it to everyone, that you would be going forward track, you'll request the scrum master also to track the timelines. For
okay,
example, there are two user stories which are supposed to come to you for testing in that particular sprint, and one
okay,
sprint of 2 weeks. It should not happen that both the user stories come at the last day of the sprint.
yeah,
So maybe one user story can come in the first week, another user story can come in the second week, so that you get sufficient time to test the things, and to tomorrow you should have some buffer, or if any defect comes up, so that also needs to be taken care.
okay,
Then you can also pair with the development team. Let's say once the development is done, you can connect with them, and together you can do a one round of quick high level smoke testing. So developer will also be confirmed, okay, these are the test scenarios that you will be executing, so this should work. These are the bare minimum cases that should work. Okay, you can automate as well. Okay, and you can then make sure that those particular end-to-end testing is done in the sprint, and then you share those test results, and you keep up track of the test cases which are getting passed, which are getting failed at the frequent level. And every day, if you get any blocker major critical issue, then you have to request the team to make sure that those are getting fixed on the same day. It should not be spill over to the next day, right? It should not be rolled over to the next particular day. So that's very important. So you can have a discussion with the team that this would be something that you would expect them to be taking care of, right?
Okay.
So this is how you can deal with such kind of questions. Okay. Okay. What will you do when the UI is not ready, but the backend APIs are ready?
Okay. And
Mhm.
try to do the API mocking.
API mocking. Okay. That's a good thing. So how would you do that?
Yeah. Mhm. Sorry, I don't have an idea.
No problem, no problem. So here, what you can do is you can give an answer in this manner. So your answer is correct. You would be starting API testing because you cannot sit idle. So you'll start with the API testing. You can also test the schema. You can also test the mock UI flows. Those are attached in the user story or those might be available in the Confluence. Then you can come up with the storyline. So in the real-time interviews, they will ask you to elaborate. So you can give that this scenario happened when you were working in one of the project. The UI design from the product side or from the business got delayed, and you used Postman or you used REST Assured with API testing to validate the response time or to check the status codes. So that's how you had performed the testing at those particular moments.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, Fine. Okay. Let's say you have a new joinee in your team and you have to assign them the user story because you already have got sufficient user stories which you can take care in the sprint. Additional to that, you won't be able to take care. So you have to assign one user story to the new member who has recently joined the team. Now, what kind of task would you give them and what kind of task you would keep with yourself?
Okay.
Hmm.
If she is a new joiner,
Hmm.
first of all, I would uh, ask her to write the test cases based upon her understanding of the user story.
Hmm.
And yeah, and uh, uh, yeah, based upon the test cases which are manual, which are being done by her. I'll try to write the automation scripts for the based upon the user story from my side. I'll try to write the automation script with respect to the framework and all. And once her test cases are ready, I'll yeah, I'll ask her to go through the framework and uh,
So at the first, you'll ask them to go through the framework, and then from the next week onwards, you have to assign them some task. So
yeah,
what kind of task would you assign to them?
uh, yeah, based upon the like understanding of the user story. If the test cases are manual, I'll ask them to do the
Hmm.
exploratory testing first, and after the test cases are being done by them,
Hmm.
manual test cases, I'll ask them to do the exploratory testing. And if the automation framework part is there, I will ask them to go through the framework. Yeah, first of all, go through the designing of the framework, and
Hmm.
then I'll ask them to
Take your time to think.
yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to assist you here?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Let's say you have new team members who are joining with you.
yeah,
So let's say they have experience of 1 to 3 years of experience they have, and you already have your user stories assigned with you. So you are continuing on your task in the sprint. So when they are joining, so a couple of things that you told correctly were first is at least you can ask them to understand the framework, because without understanding the framework, they
yeah,
won't be able to contribute to that framework.
yeah,
Another thing that you have to request them is to get the product knowledge. Because if they don't have product knowledge, then tomorrow, if the scripts are failing due to some changes done in the application or due to some of the bugs in the application, they won't be able to identify that gaps.
yeah,
So that's what you have to tell. So this is their initial point of work when they join the organization. This is what they will be doing. Going forward, what you can do them is you can start assigning them low uh, user story with less story points. Okay. So slowly and gradually they'll start doing the story points, so they'll get the understanding, they'll get the experience. Okay, this particular thing needs to be tested by this. So what you need to do is you need to expose them, you need to start assigning them this task, but with a less story points, with a less, so that tomorrow if they miss anything, then you don't have to again face any critical issue or any get some any regression issue. Slowly and
okay,
gradually you have to start involving them in the project.
okay,
Once they are able to complete this task properly and you see proper documentation and they are able to validate the things properly, then you can move on to the next particular uh,
okay,
task.
fine,
Okay. So
yeah,
that's how you can assign the task to them.
okay.
Fine. You were telling about automation. What kind of framework you are developing?
We are developing a framework BDD Cucumber framework.
Okay,
Yeah,
great, great.
wherein we are using the page object model design pattern.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
and
Okay.
we are using the uh, uh,
The BDD, the hybrid framework that you mentioned with the page object model design pattern.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Great. Now, uh, I'm sharing one URL with you. Fine. Can you open this URL
yeah, yeah,
and can you share your screen?
yeah. Are you able to see?
Yeah, I'm able to see Zoom. Can you open that URL? Okay. Let it get loaded. Can you maximize the screen once?
Yeah, yeah,
Fine. Okay. Now, can you see select options button? Select options.
select option. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Now, you have a user story
yeah,
in which you have to automate this
yeah,
particular screen of selecting this product and going to the checkout page. But the select options button is not working
yeah,
for you. Okay, it's a defect. When you click on that button, it gives you some error. So it is not working. So what would be your approach? What would be your strategy? Would you start automating the screen or would you wait for this defect to get fixed? What would you do? You can think and you can answer.
yeah. Yeah, first of all, I'll try to find out the once I'll be able to see that it's a defect and I'm not able to click it. And I'm going to file it in the Jira. And once I log it into the Jira, then I'm going to find out like uh, yeah, I'll see that
Yeah, yeah. You are going in
why.
the right direction. You'll raise
Yes,
a defect in the Jira.
I'll
Then what
yeah,
else you
I'll
will do?
raise a defect in the Jira and I will try to find out like what the root cause of this defect is, like
Hmm.
whether it's missing some locator or different locator uh,
Hmm.
strategy has been used. So exactly where the problem is. And once I'll find out the defect, I'll try to fix it first from my end, like related to the locator. And yeah, and once it's being fixed, uh, then I'll try to retest it.
Okay. Fine. So in this scenario, what you can do is, of course, retesting is required, but what about your automation of this screen? So when this button is not working, at least you can identify the locator. You can create a method, getter setter method you can create for this particular locator. And apart from that, what you can do is you can create the feature file, you can create the step definition file, right? And once this defect is fixed, then your script would be running end to end. But at least you can create the script. It would be failing for now, and you are aware about the defect. And later on, you can just update the script, and you can see it is up and running, right? Your
Uh,
task should not get impacted if that defect is not if there is a defect and that button is not working. So you can put that in the user story in the comments section as well, that this particular thing is not working. So as of now, I'm working on the rest of the scenarios on this page.
okay. And I'll try to write the scenario feature file and step definition file.
Okay, okay, fine, great. Okay. Now, how much time do you need to automate this particular page?
This particular page. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So there are many scenarios which are there on this page.
Yeah,
So how much time would you need?
a week.
A week you would take?
Because
Okay. Can you
yeah,
tell me which are the different um, things that you will perform as a part of task that are given to you?
yeah. First of all, I'll try to find out the locators for each and every links,
Hmm.
menus like clothing, dresses, party shop collections, and all.
Hmm.
I'll try to locate it and yeah, um, I'll work on this. I'll work on automating these links first,
Hmm.
and then after that, I'll try to see. I'll try to do the search. I'll try to automate the search button, and
Hmm.
once search is I'll automate, then I'll try to see that whether the particular menu option which I'm searching is uh, yeah, it's displaying the proper price and yeah, so I'll do. I'll assert the page title based upon the different menu item names.
Hmm.
Then I will try to select the different sizes, and based upon the size, I'll see if the different items are being getting displayed. based upon the different sizes. And then I'll select options, then size guide, uh, link links like size guide and message also. If I'm getting redirected to the different window for messaging and all, then the different links which are here, GPay, Visa, Mastercard, different payment options. If I'm able to redirect to the different payment options and being getting uh, uh, like selecting the different options and getting submitted and getting going to the next checkout page. And also I'll try to see the down links like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest and all, whether they are working or not. So yeah, so I suppose it's gonna take, I think, like for automating everything, it's gonna take 7 8 days for me.
Okay, okay, okay. And you can use AI tools as well to find out the locators and the methods, and feature file creation also can be done. You can just then club those things in your framework, and you can reduce the time duration to automate this particular page.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. Uh, okay. Do you perform regression testing in every sprint?
Yeah, based upon the
Mhm.
defects which are being found and retested.
Mhm.
So we try to create the different regression suite and yeah, we do the regression testing.
Okay. See, there are two things here. One is if you have a functionality that has been introduced and it has some impact with the existing functionality, so you will just retest your one of the existing functionality.
Mhm.
The end-to-end regression suite that you need to do, that you might be doing not in every sprint because it is not possible to do it every sprint. So what you can do is on the monthly basis, you can keep one regression suite, or you can assign those cases to some particular team members. Maybe you can assign them to the people who don't have more story points based user stories, so they can at least do the regression testing, and you are sure that nothing is being getting nothing is failing because of the new features added into the application. So on a monthly basis, maybe on Friday you can trigger the automation suite, and on Saturdays and Sundays you'll get the updates. This one aspect. Another aspect is, let's say when you are going for live, when you are about to go in production, at that time it's a must to do regression testing. So at that time you'll do regression testing. But every sprint, let's say if the sprint is of 1 week, so you would hardly get time to do regression testing. So then it's fine. It is fine if you don't do regression, but at the same time, everyone, like the your leads, your managers, and the dev team, dev leads, everyone should be on the same page that as of now we are not doing that much of changes to the code. So for now, minimal amount of regression testing is fine. So you have to get that agreement from everyone, because later on it should not happen that some defect comes up and then they
Mhm.
are telling that because of you, you missed this defect, right? So keeping everyone in loop is very important.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Uh, do you prepare a test plan?
Uh, no. Mm.
Yeah.
Um, I know like how it has been
Mm-hmm.
prepared, but
Okay.
I didn't got a chance to prepare the test
Okay.
plan.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
Fine. Uh, okay. Let's say there is a user story in which you are given a task of testing one functionality, but it is dependent on the third party API, which is not working as of now. That is fully unstable. So you have moved that task in progress, but you cannot do the testing since that thing is particularly fully dependent on that particular third party API. So what would you do in this scenario? It is not working. What would you do in this scenario?
Okay.
Hmm.
So I'll try to update it to the team lead and the Scrum Master regarding the my dependency on the API, third party API development, which is not stable. So I'll update that, and if possible from my end, I'll try to test it in the Postman and see if I'm getting a response time and the proper status codes based upon the API. And
So that API is down, right? That API is
yeah,
really unstable. It is not working.
yeah,
So in that case, what you can do is you can introduce some of the mocks. You can introduce some of the stubs. You can ask developer to assist you with some of the mock things. You can test on those mocks and you can come up with an update in the Jira user story that as of now, the API is unstable. You have already raised a defect. Link that defect with your user story and start continuing with the mocks and the stubs that you have so that
okay,
you can know that the functionality is working. Once that external third-party API is fully stable, then you'll be able to test it end-to-end, but you'll have to update like this in your user story.
okay. And it's being considered as a defect then, if it's
Yeah,
unstable.
yeah.
Okay,
See,
okay.
it's a defect, but
Yeah,
this defect you will not assign to your development team.
yeah,
Since it's a third-party API, you'll raise a defect in their portal, maybe their
okay,
application, whatever they are using, you'll
yeah,
you'll assign to them. Plus, you'll also drop an official mail to those team, and since it's an external team, you'll have to drop an email. You'll have to be on top of it for the every communication things, and you'll also include your leads and managers in the same mail chain. So tomorrow, if they find out that Pallavi is not able to sign off this user story, so they should be aware. Okay, it is because of these particular reasons. The mail chain is already going on for that.
okay, okay.
All right. So that's how you will deal with such kind of scenarios. Okay. Um, okay. Let's say you have a user story which is assigned to you. But there's a conflict going on with respect to user stories acceptance criteria, and that conflict is going on with the business behavior, with the expected business behavior. So, what would you do in this case? Some user story has been assigned to you, but they have documented the acceptance criteria, they have written the acceptance criteria, few of the changes, but that will impact the business flow of your application, right? That will conflict for that you are getting some of the vague behaviors. So what would you do in this situation?
So, yeah, I mean but it's not yet finalized, right? The discussion is being getting carried
Hmm.
on, right?
Hmm.
Between the product owner and the
So maybe you are not aware they have discussed among themselves or not, but their user story is assigned to you as of now.
oh,
Hmm.
I'll first of all try to clear the user story with the product owner then.
Hmm.
And yeah, and once the product owner has also, I'll see the acceptance criteria of the user story. And
Hmm.
if the acceptance criteria is
So in this case, you will escalate, right? You will bring it to the surface that this particular user story has a contradicting behavior, which will impact the whole business flow of the application. So there's something that you need to discuss with them on a priority basis.
okay,
You should never ever start testing such kind of user stories. Maybe even the developer would have done the development, but still from the testing point of view, when you see it is going to impact the business, you won't proceed ahead with it,
Okay.
right? So escalate it on an immediate basis, drop in mail so that in the future you have a track that you had raised this point and you make sure that the business is not impacted, right? So those kind of
Okay.
things you will have to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Pallavi, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah. Just need to know the feedback.
Sure, sure.